Okay, good morning, guys. This is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. Quick reminder, past performance is not indicative of future results. You can lose your backside trading futures, right? So make sure you understand the process. You understand how to execute the process. If it's not my process, a process for sure. You have controlled risk, and I highly recommend that you use either Top Step Trader or Apex Futures Funding. And if you can't be profitable there, it's very difficult to be profitable with your own money. It's a lot more to it than just having the technical patterns, the ability to stop trading, the ability to read the larger market. It's harder than it looks, right? When we simplify it and kind of hand you the process on a golden platter, it's still harder than it looks. So a couple things we're driving towards this year, right? Apex 20 accounts to $1 million. The idea is that you will eventually end up with 20 Apex accounts, trade them simultaneously. I suggest you do that in CR chart instead of the trade duplicator that goes through NinjaTrader. The CR chart is much more reliable. If you would like, let me get all the marketing stuff out of the way right out of the gate. If you would like a trial to the room, the way you do that, I will be happy to extend you a 5-day trial. You do it like this: TRADEnPerform@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to extend that to you. Next, if you need a discount code, right? If you need a discount code, the discount code, and here's my fancy marketing, all done in Word. That will get you 80% off, I believe, for today, plus 2 more days, right? I suggest you focus on the 100 and the 150K, but it's really up to you which one you take. At the 100K, you should not be trading more than 2 contracts. You don't need to trade more than 2 contracts in NQ to reach your goal, right? The 300 is an average, so obviously you're not 300 and stop, but it doesn't take a lot to get that done. So next, let's talk about the day. So the first thing you'll see is we are down. We're down about 175 points last I looked, right? So you will see this is the overnight. This is Asia opening up. Here's our first resistance zone. We could not even get up into the resistance zone, sitting up there around 17,045. We came down into the prior day's low. So guys, again, this is designed for the members in the room. You'll see even if I got to this level, there's just no long setup. Here's the first long setup of the night, right? You have orange dot down outside the 4th channel, orange dot up, and that gives you the lift for a scale. But this is heavy trend down, right? So a couple of things on that. First of all, the first thing I'd be going through my head is, well, what does it look like when we're not going trend down? So let's just go through the tools, which is the point of this video, so you know what to do. So number 1 tool on there, right? If we do not get a close above the top of the channel on the 50-cent footprint, right, no trade. If we don't get a close above the top of the channel, unless you're highly aggressive, but you don't want to start off the new year just getting pounded on a downside move, right? It's the first day of the year. Again, you don't have to have a huge day today. You don't have to have a mega trade. You don't have to be desperate. Follow the process, right? And the process says, so if you look here, orange dot down, orange dot up. So if you follow the same idea here, it's orange dot down, orange dot up. You're in pre-market between that 7 and 8 a.m. I think that's some of the most difficult times of the day to trade. The stop should be 16 points, right? So for traders that need a tight stop, it's 16 points. For a loose stop, as I've been talking to Bill, it's 30 to 50, but I would go with the 16 points and just stay structured on your trade. You will get the wins that you need if you will do that. Secondly, we're looking for supernova. What is supernova? Come back over, in addition to getting to the top of the channel. So this is what I mean by close the top of the channel. But what you're looking for, see over here how we're on the way down. I'm going to use this as an example. We're coming down, right? See how we break the swing with an orthodox close above. This is where we are now in supernova. You're now hoping for a retrace, right? And you are looking for the setup to the long side from here on this trade within the context of a supernova. That's what supernova looks like. This one came over New York lunch. It's not shocking that it didn't set up properly, and that was in Friday very low volume trading. as well. So, but that is what supernova looks for. Next thing that we're looking for, right? Go to your 5-minute chart. Let's see if we can get this done. Here we go. This, right here, you're going to have a picture perfect. This is what open drive lower looks like, right? In this case, it's 4 down bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I looking for in order to have an idea? And I'm going to make this bigger so it's not tiny on your screen. Here you go. What am I looking for so that I know that the potential for two-sided trading is there? I want to close above my last down bar. That would be this bar right here. You can emulate the same thing if you're more conservative on a 15-minute chart, right? But it's key to recognize if we're an open drive lower or open drive higher. Now I'm going to show you something, and this is a good example actually here. Let's pretend like this is a big gap down instead of a small gap down, right? We're going to pretend like this is a big gap down. One of the big clues, this is this morning's gap down, right? We're going to look at the first 5-minute range, right? And what do I need? An orthodox close above that 5-minute range tells me buyers have taken control and pushed to the upside. Now this is very, very important. In the afternoon, see if I can find an example. So let's say, okay, here, we'll use this as an example because it worked just fine back on the 23rd, right? See how we gap down here, start with an open drive lower here, right? And then we get this orthodox close above on the 5-minute, right? That tells me buyers are now in control and we are very likely to push out, right? Now, what I want in this situation on the 50-cent footprint is I want the orthodox close above. I'd like a test back. You got to test back here. You got to remember these are 5-minute bars. So you got to test back and then look for the long for the push to the upside. I will be looking for this pattern very specifically this morning, right? And then lastly, I want to go to the support areas. So if you look at the support areas, right, what you will see, and a key area I'm looking for. So obviously, let's go through just through the lines to shake the cobwebs out. Prior day's low, prior day's high, the white zones are additional support resistance areas, right? So you'll see I just had no support resistance zones underneath here, and rightfully so. You can see we just kind of sliced and diced all the way through, and I really don't have much here. Getting underneath the prior day's lows is good information. I'm looking for algos to set up for counter rotation because we know that exhaust is behind it, but it's most ideal when we can push into a clean support resistance area. And because of the range expansion overnight, I'll be using the overnight profile again for unfair pricing and fair pricing in the room. And then lastly, my key area here is this 16,630 all the way down to 16,576. Let me make sure we're still there. This is the, let's reset this. And there we go. So it's, this is RTH. I actually want the 24-hour. Let's see if I can find it. Excuse me, it's a 15-minute chart. And that's the 24 hour. There we go. So I'm going to adjust that zone. It's now 16,645. That's the 5-day simple moving average, 16,645, and I would expect a response out of that area. So let's go adjust that zone. So 16,645. Give me just a second, guys. Let's see if we can adjust this here really quickly. So I'm going to run that 10 points in front, and then I usually run it kind of about like this. Let's unlock that second one. And I want to make it a pretty wide zone. So that 50-point zone there, let's lock that up again. This area is really critical. If we get down here, I will be looking for longs out of this area. really, really important. And there's a support zone there at 16,615 plus prior day's lows, and then we'll just trade it from there if we get into the point where there's a further fall than that, right? The other thing I want to point out, right? So look, this is on process. It's still there, right? Orange dot down, orange dot up. There's your entry at 16,830. We're currently trading at 16,843.42. Obviously, I don't trade at this time, and as a matter of fact, I'm about to go take my kids to camp. So that's the preview for this morning. I've given you the tools you need, right, within the context of open drive lower to understand what we're looking for and what we need in order to be profitable traders today, right? So I hope you'll take it to heart. You don't need to crush it today. You just don't. Don't be aware of your tilt, what your early signals are, right? It's the first day of the year. Let's have a good first day of the year. We don't have to press it all day long, right? The goal is to build to 1 million by the end of the year. Anyways, I will talk to you later, guys. Have a great day.